Heroes in movies and books often reach the bottom, and then, gritting their teeth, they say, "Enough, now everything will be different." This is the kind of inner click that you really need, because as soon as you take responsibility for yourself, an important shift in consciousness happens. Instead of thinking, "I can't do anything," suddenly the thought appears, "What can I do right now?" Strength shows up, even if it's just a tiny spark, but it's there and you stop feeling helpless. And honestly, that's already a huge step forward. Of course, one strong-willed decision isn't enough if it isn't followed by actions. We'll talk about those later, but believe me, without this first step, all the ones that come after just don't mean much. So right now, just pause for a second and assert yourself inside. You are in charge of your reality. Not some evil force up there, not a random enemy, but you. Even if life has handed you some pretty bad cards, you're still the one who plays them anyway. I know it's not easy, and maybe part of you is resisting, thinking, "But there's so much that doesn't depend on me." And yeah, it's true, we're not omnipotent, but we can always control our reaction and our next steps. That means taking life into our own hands and focusing on what actually depends on you. Not the weather outside, but the decision to take an umbrella. Not the past, but what you'll do now. If it's hard for you to take that first step alone, that's okay. Very often, a person needs support to really believe in themselves. Next, I'll tell you what specific actions you need to take to get to the top. You've already made the internal decision to fight, and now you'll learn exactly how to act. After an internal turning point, you need to prepare a base for future victories. Step 2 is to put things in order around and within yourself. Now I'll explain what I mean. When life collapses, usually chaos also forms around a person in a serious condition. There's often a mess in the house, a mess in business, a broken daily routine, and, well, a mess of dark thoughts in the head. This chaos puts additional pressure and just doesn't allow you to gather your strength. Therefore, before building a new life, you really need to clear the space, both external and internal. Start with the simplest: clean up your surroundings. It's a trivial piece of advice, but believe me, it is very effective. Tidy up your room, your desk, remove excess junk, sort out the piles of things. Clear out what you haven't gotten around to for a long time. Why is this important? Because firstly, physical disorder fuels stress. Scientists have discovered that people living in a cluttered environment have higher levels of the hormone cortisol. This is the stress hormone. Clutter constantly signals the brain that things are not finished, that there is uncertainty around, and as a result, anxiety only grows. And secondly, the cleaning process itself helps to cope with the feeling of chaos. By putting things on shelves, wiping dust, getting rid of trash, you symbolically bring order to your life. This gives a sense of control. Something depends on you. You are able to create cleanliness and organization around. Even such a seemingly small control, it is very important when you feel helpless inside. Besides, cleaning is a physical activity and a relatively easy-to-achieve goal. You clearly see the result of your work. It was dirty, it became clean. This is a small victory that will add a little confidence. When there is a clean room around you, do not forget to air it out. You need fresh air and order. It is easier to breathe and your head clears up. Next, you need to take care of your body. Often in difficult mental states, people neglect their health, their sleep is disrupted, at night you toss and turn or sit on the internet until dawn, and during the day it is difficult to wake up. Eating becomes chaotic, some eat whatever they can to relieve stress, and some, on the contrary, hardly eat. Physical activity tends to zero. After all, there is no strength in mood, but the body and psyche are connected. If you strengthen your physical condition, it will be easier for you mentally. Thank you for watching up to this point. We'll stop here. Continued in the next video.